The second part of rubric number 1 is about the entrepreneur. It could be a female, could be a male. You need to give us full descriptions, so full demographics. Think about what demographics is. Age, religion, it's going to be everything about them. Are they a family? Is it a single? Is it, and I need the complete backstory. You may even want to throw in names of the individuals so that we can start relating to them. The idea behind it is you are painting the picture of the person that's going to be running the business as you go forward. It means that we have to understand their background. Do they have experience? Do they have education? What do they have going for them, or why? You may want to talk about their interests, and maybe if that ties into the business, it will certainly help justify the business decision. Okay? But detail, detail, detail. The second one is I need a net worth statement. Look up how to do one. There's probably a template in Excel if you're looking for one. Please don't include things that really don't have any value. And I'm thinking like whole life insurance, which is not that common today anyway. But remember, this is for the individual or the family. If it is a husband and wife, you would need to include all monies from everyone, and it's realistic. What I mean by that is if you were choosing an entrepreneur who was 24 years old, you said they had $1 million house and that it was all paid for, yeah, no. I want this to be realistic, middle class kind of person, just that the amount of money saved is also relevant to their age, to the employment, how many years they've been working. Don't forget they probably have school debts to pay off, etc. It needs to be realistic. If you're making them a little older, you may want to check in with some of your parents. It has to be formatted to go on one page. Yes, this would be included in your final business plan. So anything that needs to be formatted or to be included in the plan should be formatted and written up as if it would go in the plan. The first part that we talked about with the entrepreneur, it is not going to have to be for this meeting, as it will be included in different places down the road. But this certainly, like the realistic net worth, okay? Able to justify the amounts chosen. Did you base it on NOC codes, National Occupation Classifications, for instance, the average amount that people made with the amount of experience they have? So that's what I'm looking for, is that it's logical. I'm looking for it to be separated into also long-term investments, for instance, or short-term. I'm looking for it to be that we can look at that and decide how much money they can take out. If you notice up at the top of this rubric, I have an investment amount. After we are done talking, we will agree as to how much that person has to invest in the company down the road after your decisions are made and they're looking at making financing. The next one is the realistic family individual budget. This is not, and I repeat, this is not for the business. This is not startup expenses or anything else. This is how much does it take for this family unit, single, married, whatever, with kids, without kids, whatever, but their budget for a year. And the reason I'm doing that is to make sure that when you decide on the amount of drawings or salary, if you're incorporated, that your business will put together or do later on, how much is the entrepreneur going to take out? You cannot live on nothing. Are they going to use their savings down the road, or do they need a budget? But in order to make those decisions, how much is it going to cost this family unit in order to live for a year? You may want to do it for a month and multiply by 12 and extrapolate it out. Think of all the different kinds of expenses. Again, I would Google and find a budget sheet that you could use for this. You need to be able to justify amounts. Please use fair market value. If you have a car, what would be the fair market value if you were to trade it in today? Don't forget that you have car payments, you have those kinds of things. That's what I mean by it's unified between what is the net worth and how much are you still paying for it. Okay, so the net worth is not going to be here, but how much you're paying for it certainly would be. Okay, and then the last one, as I pointed to that spot up at the top, how much is it that your group thinks that this person will be able to put into the business? How much is he willing to risk? If he is older, let's just say 65, can he really, or she, afford to risk all their savings, their RSPs, in order to start a business? What are they going to do for retirement? If they are middle-aged, what are they going to do? What capital are they going to liquefy or make available? Are they taking out a second mortgage and risking everything? Are they using cash that they had put up? How much money are they putting into the business? And that's going to be important because the investors want to see that the person starting up a business is also willing to put money in. Not too much, not too little, just right. Okay? Timing, are they going to put in X amount in the first year, X amount in the second year if it's needed? Maybe something like that would be good as well. Okay? Again, this is not tied to startup costs. We haven't started thinking about what the business is or what it's going to cost. I mean, what you're looking at right now is the finances of the entrepreneur and what can be done. Okay? One more part.